was Tehuti, smakeru, kego seo keftaf. Korpin naba, or in ariso, sebo. Herupun had sent to keftan in the beche. Korpin stihati jerem de jeritu. Intera, telunate, taim Tehuti, dwamelunate, piabanitu, urbanitu. Interacting, ambos versa, the ichi, the bakwa. Chen, kun, chen, sun, li, kan, tui, ken, twa, and dao. Interacting, ambos versa, the tarot. Those are the major arcana, the minor arcana, the air, the earth, the fire, and the water. Duanite to my ships. Peace, peace, my peaceful people. What's good? It's your brother man coming to you live from the end of the solstice, which is also what y'all call Christmas Day. Peace, peace. Yeah, I kind of didn't have a chance to do what I wanted to do yesterday, but, it's actually probably a good thing that it comes out on this day, right? This is the day of the actual return of the sun. So here we go. The return of the light, you could say, right? So we're going to get some light going on in the folks, right? Hey, this is actually day 5 of the fast for me. I still haven't broken my fast. I think I'm about to do it. I wanted to get this off first. Yeah, your brother done lost about 10 more pounds. But look, don't sleep, I'm strong. Yeah. Whole revelation about detachment, right? To fast, right? To actually go against your animal, right? This is a revelation of your ability to control yourself, right? Control your person, control the beast that you inhabit, right? Because we're not this. This is not us. But this is what we ride as we're here. And this beast got its appetites, as you know. This beast got its, things that it wants to do. Sometimes you got to say, no, beast. You know what I mean? For my purposes. My purposes of detachment, my purposes of control, my purposes of good health. My purposes of receptivity, right? I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to hold you down. And so you do it. Just hold yourself down, Don't let your dog walk you. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. Yeah, it actually came to me like a download, thinking about relationships, it's like the best way to evaluate your mate is if this person has the capacity to fast for a few days, to deny your animal for a few days. This will tell you that the individual has the capacity to deny the animal, right? If you can see them, hold on, right? For 4 days, even though the body is telling you, we got to get something. Well, after a while, the body kind of just chills, But if you can get past that point, you're going to feel energy lows, right? But if you know certain things to get your energy up, you're going to do them, right? You're going to do your qigong, you're going to do your breathing, You're going to stay in meditation so that you can maintain your energy. You know what I'm saying? So when a person, a man or woman, shows you that they can go without for a few days, they are saying that God controls this. They are saying that they're higher. They are controlled by their higher self. And they implement their higher self over their lower self. That's the only thing that you really should be worried about in another person, right? Whether or not this individual has the capacity to control himself when temptation comes. Pick a mate who fasts regularly, or, at some interval. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. I think, y'all done heard me ramble for a minute, so let's get into the situation while we came, okay? So, it's not yesterday, right? So this is the 25th through to the 31, right? December 25, which is today, through to the 31, which is the general New Year, right? So, by the way, this is the first day of the New Year. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. This is the first day of the New Year, all right? Today is the greatest day I've ever known. Yeah. Shout out to, who is that? It's an alternative rock group. I can't remember what their names is. But, yeah. All right, y'all. We are reading for the collective for this week. Okay? What is the general idea that the collective needs to hold at heart spiritually during this week? On it. Okay. Omen tem chas. Right? There is a lack of peace. Omen tem chas. Omen tem chas. Tehuti tu chas. Tehuti tu chas. Omen tem chas. Tehuti tu chas. Omen tem chas. This time I wrote chasar. I don't usually, I just abbreviate it, but yeah, it's that angel script. Y'all gotta meditate on this script here, man. Alright, let's see. So yeah. Okay, so with Omen coming out first, this tells me that there is the need for people to deal with conditionings, right? Because there are conditionings that are here, right? Conditionings that are going to thwart your peace, right? Conditionings that are going to take you off square, where it concerns dealing with things that are the case, right? Something is the case, but you lack the peace at this point to proceed with that information. That the time is a receptive time, right? The general time, right? Even though, this is the first day of the comeback, right? Today starts the first day of Christmas, right? Remember that song? On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. So in the next, it went all the way up to 12, right? So actually for the next days, the next 12 days are the days of the Epiphany, which is also, it's a holy time still, right? So it's, where, this is where you kind of continue the holidays, right? Continue the blessings, so it's still a time of receptivity. That song is an example of, a priest, right, trying to show people something in his music, right? That song was communicating to you, the importance of keeping yourself strong, keeping that stillness going, We just went through the days of the solstice, right? But still, after that, there are, and I believe there are certain traditions that still, get into the days of the Epiphany, which end about the 6th or so of January. Right? So up until the 6th of January, it's a special time still. You know what I mean? I ain't saying you gotta fast for all that time. My person's not going to fast all that time. I'm about to break my fast probably after I meditate. Yeah, so this is a time, also, there's certain things, you have certain knowledge. There's certain things that you should be involved in or not be involved in, right? But your conditionings hinder you from step into that knowledge and, actually live in truth in that situation. This is a situation where you have some clue, but you're not at peace within. Your level of detachment is not there. And so, yeah, you're not listening to your knowledge. Also, this could be also as well, you got some advice, and that's how you know. Oh, okay. You got some advice, and that's how you know that, it's a thing that you are not at peace with, right? And so, your conditionings are threatening to get the better of you. I say threatening because it's not lost. You're at Omen Chas. So the peace is not all the way lost. You still have a chance to get it back, but it's a matter of latching hold to either some good advice, right? Some of y'all are receiving stuff that you can't rock with because it don't rock with what your person or your animal is used to. So y'all getting some good wisdom in some arena, could be right here, but some of y'all are conditioned and y'all don't want to rock with that. And so I'm in Chas Tehuti too. Right. Let's go to the I Ching. Straight, open. Straight, open. Straight. Okay, this is the hexagram of conduct. Right. How will you conduct yourself knowing that, maybe you're not a teenager anymore, adolescent. Maybe you are grown of age of spiritual enlightenment, contentment with self. And the opportunity comes to, express your child, right? Maybe, you get invited to some type of party that, ain't too savory. You know what I mean? But it's New Year's, so you say, well, let me go. I'm going to do this. You got Tehuti on, right? But, you're going to go anyway. Conduct. How are you conducting yourself? What are you going to do? Conduct is largely, you see this when it's about being solitary. Conduct. Let's talk to the I Ching through the book. All right, this is the astrology of the I Ching. For those who don't know, scrolls, I Ching scrolls. All right, let's see. Treading on the tail of the tiger, it does not bite him. Progress and success. Heaven above, lake below. The superior man consults the high and low and fortifies the people's thinking. Okay? Consults the high and low. Tehuti. Right? This hexagram basically, Tehuti meaning advice, meaning wisdom, right? Meaning high advice. This hexagram basically relates to the development and use of correct conduct at all times and in all circumstances, resulting in progress and success along one's chosen path. The words treading on the tail of the tiger are an ancient Chinese way of saying hazardous conditions. The reason why the tiger does not bite the man comes from the lower hexagram, joy, being below and reflecting on the upper trigram, qian, heaven. How could there be a mirroring of heaven and joy if one were in the fangs of a tiger? The persons depicted here, however, faced with many hazardous conditions. Fortunately, they have the innate capacity to discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, using elements of both high and low as the foundation for their decisions. So this is a well-rounded individual. This is someone who uses their tools, This is someone who uses their both sides, right? Their high and their low. Persons born in this hexagram can be found in any walk of life where analytical activity is involved and discriminatory powers are a necessary attribute. Analytical ability and discriminatory powers of discernment. Right? Discernment, discriminating as to what you're going to get involved in, right? What you're going to do. You know what I mean? I like it. Let us talk to the Shekam version of the same situation. Those of y'all who know how to get your hands on the I Ching praxis, send me something letting me know, because I don't know how to get my hands on the I Ching praxis these days, folks. Okay. But this is actually, I don't sleep. This here is the shot right here. Because again, this is a scripted series of lectures, right? This is transcripted talk, right? This man is talking, going, 30 minutes on a hexagram. It's all right here, or more, hour, whatever, He's dealing with the different hexagrams. And, there's so much more than just I Ching talk here. He goes into very esoteric understanding with this book, right? This is a rarity here. This is a rare book. There's a gem here. So let me see. You're looking for. Try your best to keep it in good shape. Don't beat it up. Well, I don't know. I'll be representing this wisdom stuff. So, got to beat your books up. Okay, let's go to a very difficult hexagram. The 10th hexagram. It is a very complex hexagram. There are many elements involved in the meaning of this hexagram. Okay. The name of the hexagram means, on the one hand, the right way of conducting oneself. Heaven, the father, is above, and the lake, the youngest daughter, is below. This shows the difference between high and low, upon which composure, correct social conduct depends. Pardon. Here there are roles, the high and the low. Here there are roles, right? The high and the low. Often when you get this hexagram, the people that are being inquired about must also first determine their role. There is high and low. Your role in society, or your role in the situation or the relationship, your position is very important to the proper comprehension of this hexagram. So determine your role in a setting, right? Whether it's work, whether it's home, you know what I mean, to, take out the juice of this hexagram. I noticed I didn't say meat. Coming into my fast, right? Yeah, okay. Right, where we at? Here the rules, high and low, right? That is the one hand. Okay. On the other hand, the word for the name of the hexagram, going back to the text now. On the other hand, the word for the name of the hexagram, treading, Lu, means literally treading upon something. A small and cheerful twee, or small and cheerful, which is twee, right? The twee hexagram coming from up under, right? Treads upon the large and strong, chien, right? Which is above, on the top of twee, right? The direction of movement of the primary trigrams is upward. The fact that the strong treads upon the weak is not mentioned in the Book of Changes because it is taken for granted. For the weak to take a stand against the strong is not dangerous here because it happens in a good humor, or in good humor, twee, without presumption, so that the strong man is not irritated, but takes it all in good part. So this is like, it's, this is like you have to make a stand, right? You have to do something, but, you are in a position that is weak, right? You're in a weak position, but you have to check somebody, right? You gotta, somehow, you have to assert yourself over someone who is perhaps stronger than you. All right. So what the oracle is saying here is that in most cases, when you get this hexagram, it's talking about two parties, strong and the weak, because here we have the conduct between the elder and the younger, the stronger and the weaker. We have the picture of the man who treads upon the tail of the tiger, and in most cases, the tiger would not bite. We have the picture of the young twee person who goes and imitates the superior man. Right? But in most cases, then the oracle counsels him to not be imitative and worried about it. Imitative? And worried about it. Yeah, this is talking again. Right? Not writing, this is talking. Right? You know how talking is. Right? But in most cases, then the oracle counsels him to not be imitative about it. Maybe he's intimidated, I don't know, and worried about it because the nature of the situation is such that if he exercises menab, meaning personal stillness, right, meaning, the ability to ignore, right, conditionings, right, from within or without, right, your own or someone else's, right? Meneb. That is the way you will get the weak to behave itself. Okay, so, in this situation, the stronger, individual, is basically controls themselves, right? They have the ability to stay focused and not, kind of lose it because this individual stepped on or whatever, did something. Then we come to the emblem of how a strong person who is being harried by the twee element must conduct itself to make the situation succeed. Right? Okay? So this is basically, this is conduct, right? Overall, right? We can go through all the rest of the speak on it, right? But it's going to make the video longer. And this is kind of what we're going to do when we do this E King class that's coming up. Okay. But, generally we are speaking about a situation in which the stronger element is, challenged to, maybe correct someone or correct a circumstance, but they lack the power to do it, right? And it's a matter of conducting themselves in the proper way to get success out of the situation, right? Okay. Omen Tehuti 2. Or address someone, not necessarily correct someone, but they have to address someone, right? Yeah, let me go back, right? Let us go to the third line. Third line of the, okay, so the text goes, the third line of the Wilhelm. The one-eyed man is able to see, a lame man able to tread. He treads on the tail of the tiger bites the man. Misfortune. Thus does a warrior act on behalf of his great prince. In other words, he has to go forward and protect the prince. So even though he knows this tiger will eat him, he still got to go forward. Thus does the warrior act on behalf of the great prince. A one-eyed man can see, but not enough for clear vision. A lame man can indeed tread, but not enough to make progress. If in spite of such defects, a man considers himself strong and consequently exposes himself to danger, he is inviting disaster, for he is undertaking something that is beyond his strength. So this is where we're at in the third line. The third line is talking about someone who's doing something that's beyond their strength. They're conducting themselves in such a way where they are attempting to face something that's strong, but they don't have enough power to do it. Okay? And the second goes, oh, no. That's, or beyond his capacity to see or carry out, etc. The reckless way of plunging ahead. This is the book again. Regardless of the adequacy of one's powers, can be justified only in the case of a warrior battling for his prince. So, kind of repeat it. Right? So, all right, back to Shegma. He says, here we have a situation where at the last sentence, Wilhelm seems to contradict himself. Meaning that there are, and you notice how he spoke about, he's speaking about the translation of the I Ching between the Wilhelm and Bain's book and the I Ching, the astrology of the I Ching, which you see me here in my scrolls, right? Which are, two of the very, very good, very strong interpretations or, writings of the I Ching, right? So he's basically kind of using this lecture to correct the errors within those, right? This man is no joke. At this time, I think he's probably involved in, this was like 94. This person had been doing readings for a society of people, charting, the progress of people who are, get a reading as their baby and grow up. And, this individual is able to study these hexagrams while looking at people in their lives and, not only people, but situations and et cetera, right? So very, Shechem is probably the best that I've come across, the most knowledgeable individual on this I Ching. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese, or otherwise, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to my Chinese ancestors. All right. Here we have a situation where at the last sentence, Wilhelm seems to contradict himself, meaning that there are certain times when we may carry on a particular struggle, even though you may not see everything that is going on or be able to carry out things to its final conclusion when you are battling for your prince, right? Now he goes back to the Chu and Sherelle book, right? Which is like my scrolls over here. Chu and Sherelle. Okay. The one-eyed man thinks he can see. The lame man thinks he can walk. He treads on the tail of the tiger and is bitten. Disaster. The warrior thinks he battles on behalf of his lord. All right, Shechem says, here we have a difference of opinion. Back to the text. Here, a weak person is using strength beyond his capacity, with dangerous results. A one-eyed man can see, but his perceptions are imperfect. A lame man can walk, but not as fast enough to make progress with others. This line is in a position of strength, so bravado and brashness are implied. When meeting hazardous conditions, one does not overcome them properly through such behavior, and disaster results. One should act in such a manner only when fighting for one's lord. Persons born under this line are likely to have little knowledge or experience, but use great strength and drive. Okay? Here, and this is back to Shechem. Here, what we have is that for what you are seeking to do, unless your motives are clear, your reasons are clear, unless you are trying to do this, unless what you are trying to do is justified, you must desist. Okay? Clear reasons, right? Clear reasonings for what you're trying to do, or else it's like you're stepping on the tail of the tiger and about to get bit. Right? Okay, that's the third line. Right? We ain't going to continue. Although it's interesting reading, I can go on. Right? We're going to go to the fourth line. Fourth line. He treads on the tail of Okay, right. Let's read the last part. He says, it speaks about a heavy loss, right? Still talking about the third line, right? It speaks about a heavy loss, but again, when you get into the meaning of the line itself, it is something that you ought not to incur, or you may have to incur. You have to understand that not always when you go to the oracles and find the answer to a situation where you will come out unscathed. Okay. It's not really, he's basically saying that you ain't going to always come out unscathed. All right. So now we go to the fourth line. He treads on the tail of the tiger. Prudence is required. Good fortune in the end. Self-reliance, self-confidence, and good judgment are indicated here. These are founded on knowledge, common sense, and experience. This man ought to know, right? That's Shechem talking, right? Where he's going. Right? In other words, the book says this man knows where he's going, right? So his correction is this man ought to know where he is going and is sure of himself that he will get there, right? And be sure of himself that he will get there, right? All right. With this controlling line, right? So the fourth line is the controlling line of the hexagram. That's why I'm reading it, right? So we can get a deeper understanding of this conduct thing. What are we saying when we're talking about conduct? Right? This man ought to know where he's going and be sure that he will get there. With this controlling line in this position, he should not forge ahead rashly or act impetuously, but rather proceed steadily and with caution. Conduct, right? He will meet many difficult situations which he will overcome, and in the end, he will have good fortune. And he says, look at Wilhelm. So we go back to the Wilhelm book, which is Wilhelm is the I Ching book of changes, right? Everybody knows. The fourth line, he treads on the tail of the tiger. Caution and circumspection lead ultimately to good fortune. You have a dangerous enterprise here. The inner power to carry it out is there. Right, okay, Shechem says, you have a dangerous enterprise here. Okay. Back to the text. The inner power to carry it out or carry it through is there, but this inner power is combined with hesitating caution in one's external attitude. This line contrasts with the preceding line, which is weak within but outwardly presses forward. Here, one is sure of ultimate success, which consists in achieving one's purpose, that is, in overcoming the danger by going forward. Back to Shechem. The inner strength of this line is ritual. In the preceding line, which is line 3. One attempts the enterprise without performing any ritual. And the line says, if you do not do the ritual, things do not further. Here we have basically the same situation in life. In line 4, the question is, where is the man in the line 4 regarding his power? Where is the man in line 4 regarding his power? If you get this line, it doesn't mean that you will succeed. You have to do something. If you get this line, it doesn't mean that you will succeed. You have to do something. It's deep. Always in this hexagram, you have to do something to make it happen. Line 4 is the line of the minister, the priest who does the sacrifice. That's right. So at line 4, the priest is called into action, right? So this is saying that, he just said it. He said, it's about doing something to make it successful, to make a success, right? You have to do something with the information that you receive, with the counsel that you got, right? You have to, implement the counsel or implement the wisdom, right? Because, everybody doesn't do rituals, right? But you might get this hexagram. You have to do something to make it succeed, right? It's still about conduct, right? It's still about, using your power correctly, right? It's still about being, cautious regarding your enterprise, but being sure that you will be successful as you implement the things that you need to do in order to get there. Deep. Lot of stuff there. Whole lot of stuff. All right. Yeah, we're going to break this I Ching book down, okay? We're going to do this. I don't know how long it's going to take us. Will it take us 64 weeks? I don't know. It could. Y'all going to be sitting in I Ching classes. Y'all going to be checking me out. All right? Okay, so that's hexagram 10, right? All right. Let us go to the tarots. Still talking about the week, right? The tarot for the week says, Monday, Tuesday. Wait. Let's do this differently. Let's do this like this. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6. Okay, we're on 6 days. Let's go into Monday. Alright. And the Fools. And the reverse on the bottom. Okay. The Knight of Cups. And the Queen of Wands and the Ray. Alright. I'm just kind of just talking myself through it. I'm going to show all y'all what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Alright, so today, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. So, love is in the air as we start the week. Right? Someone makes an offering. Right? Brings an offer. Bringing you a cup. Right? Or you're bringing somebody else a cup. Something like that. Right? There is a cup going on, but you got to be careful of this Knight of Cups, right? Because the Knight of Cups can be sweet, but sometimes that sweetness is game. If we bring it back up to 2024, right? Game, right? This is an individual who comes with game, right? He's on his horse, right? And not all the time, right? But many times this knight here is going to have the tendency to not always be sincere when they are making, So, you find someone in their zone of flattery, right? Being flirtatious, but it's all about flattery and things like that. Then someone's not keeping it real. You know what I mean? There's so discernment, right? Like we said earlier in the hexagram 10, right? Discernment, okay? On Tuesday, we got the Queen of Wands in the reverse, right? This is that hot Leo, Aries, Sag individual who is in a Tem state, right? So she is, or he is, right? Arrogant, right? Boastful, right? Fiery, disrespectful, even lustful, right? With that Queen of Wands being there, right? With her kitty cat in the reverse as well, right? So, this could be a Knight of Cups offer on Monday that leads to a hot, steamy circumstance on Tuesday. It could be. I don't know. I don't know, right? So, but this is a Queen of Wands, this could be an angry, spell working woman as well, right? It's Queen of Wands in reverse, right? This could be someone who dibbles in the arts, right? Doing little funny stuff, right? I know a few of them. So this is why it comes in my awareness, right? Okay. Next, we have the Ace of Pentacle. And this looks like Wednesday, right? Ace of Pentacles on Wednesday. So there's a loss of dough, a loss of, and maybe an opportunity that is lost, right? Maybe due to spell work, right? Maybe someone is spelling, right? And doing some spelling. And this is kind of the potential, right? But again, if you understand something about ritual, then you have to implement some sort of ritual to head this off, right? This circumstance of losing pentacles, right? Or losing opportunities, right? On Thursday, the Ten of Swords is reversed, right? So the Ten of Swords is a backstabbing, right? This is a betrayal situation. Right? So, it's a matter of coming up out of the betrayal, or we say adjusting the attitude such that the betrayal is not, maybe it teaches you, you transform it to, it doesn't feel like a betrayal because it's just whatever, right? Right? Thursday, we are, it's kind of like you heal from a betrayal with this Ten of Swords, right? And Friday, the Six of Wands is in the reverse, right? So this could be very much someone attacking someone's reputation, right? Someone's, popularity is being worked upon, or, in this case, decreasing. Right? There's a decreasing of popularity here, or a negative way of, viewing someone, right? And this could very well be what this Queen of Wands in the reverse is all about, right? Trying to do these things, right? So beware of Aries, Leo, Sag this week, because, they try to do all of this stuff, funny stuff. Two of Swords is in the reverse on Friday, you would say? I got 7 cards out here. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the Ten of Swords. Friday is the Six of Wands. Saturday here. Two of Swords on Saturday. So the two, this is in reverse, right? So the Two of Swords is a situation of indecisiveness, right? Someone, lack of clarity, right? Tehuti's on the table this week. Omen 10 is on the table this week. So there's lack of clarity here, right? But this is reverse. So now we're kind of coming out of it. We're coming out of a circumstance of, being reversed, right? It could be, the effects of some sort of, spell, black magic, or whatever it may be, or something else, right? It could be someone not seeing the full picture, or not having the right advice, not having a full understanding, right? And pardon me, I guess that was the truth. And being reversed, right? So they're coming out of it by now, right? With this being reversed. Okay. The next day, which is Sunday, we get the Three of Swords in the reverse, right? So the Three of Swords is all about a betrayal as well, right? So we saw a betrayal that occurred Thursday, right? Friday, right? In the, Six of Wands, right? Somebody messing with somebody else's reputation, right? By Saturday, we coming out of it, right? By Saturday, over here, we're coming out of it. And by Sunday, we're, also coming out of it, right? Three of Swords is when the betrayal is much lessened, or, much, rendered null, right? The betrayal by the Three of Swords is rendered null, okay? So there's no betrayal, or, you recover from it, right? You recover from whatever it was, right? And then by next Monday, right, we are at the Star, right? We're back to the Star. So whatever this was, it was a minor hiccup, right? We had a minor hiccup. If we read it like, we could say on Monday, the Knight of Cups comes in with a phony offer, right? Right? By Tuesday, right? This evolves into, we're looking at a Queen of Swords, right? Someone who dibbles in magic, someone who is angry and, arrogant and tries to control things, right? Probably to her detriment, right? Is working on someone's new start, right? They're working on someone's new start, right? They're working on someone's opportunities, okay? This could be more than one person, right? That's how it's coming out, right? They're working on someone. This is by Wednesday, right? By Thursday, they do a backstabbing, right? But it doesn't work. The Ten of Swords is in the reverse, right? So, the stabbing that they were trying to do doesn't work, right? Okay. By Friday, looks like they're still at it, right? Or, maybe, there is some level of, effectiveness, right? Because one is, taking a hit in the public, whether it's them, right? Could be that individual losing popularity because of what they're doing. Or not only losing popularity, but, among their own circle, right? Maybe, it's shown that whatever they did doesn't work and they're losing it. That's what's happening here. They're losing it. It's the reason why I'm still holding the Star card up. So we're going through the week, right? So by Saturday, this person was in their head. They're indecisive. They're having issues, right? Right? Or, whatever they're throwing out there, it's not landing, right? So we're at the Two of Swords in the reverse, right? The confusion is reversed, right? Whatever they were doing doesn't work, right? So there's a couple cards that are saying this doesn't work, right? The Swords, the Ten of Swords, reverse, the Two of Swords, reverse, and the Three of Swords, reverse, are all saying that whatever was done by this negative Queen of Wands is not working, right? And by Monday, we're back here in the Star. Star's opportunity, hope, positive public image. So, right, and on the reading, we have the Fool in reverse. There is a fool who is in the reverse. That's how it comes to me, right? Generally this card is, someone doesn't take a leap of faith, right? Someone is holding back on a leap of faith, but many times, this card is just talking about a fool. Who is, in this case, in the reverse, someone is doing something foolish, right? So there's a foolish thing going on, right? We got Tehuti, we got Omen Chas, and we got conduct. So there's a fool that ain't doing something right, okay? I go into that, we see the Judgment card. It's like a Tehuti card or a court card or this is many times karma. This is a karmic circumstance. This is the revelation of karma, right? There's a revelation that comes to one, right? Dawning down on an individual, right? Someone gets the clue, right? And this is how it is. So it's just the Fool in reverse and the Judgment on the bottom, or kind of couching this stuff here we see in the week. All right, so yeah. So it's not a bad week. Not a bad week, I say. You know what I mean? If you know how to transmute energy, right? If you know how to make a bad situation a good situation. If you know how to NN, which is submit to the life as it comes, right? Understanding that there are reasons for everything. Everything that happens is a reason for it, right? Then you can reverse whatever happens to you, You can reverse. It's all about perception, right? If we can, transmute negative energy with that light power, then that's how we win. That's how we win. That's how we reverse these things, Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you're feeling and how you're moving based upon how you're feeling. If you don't control that, then someone can control you. If you don't know how to respond to a backstabbing innerly, right? In an inner way, you don't correct what someone else did, right? Or how something is coming upon you or coming upon your plate, then you're doomed, right? You're doomed to whatever this is, right? Yeah. So I hope y'all got all that, right? Let's do it. No, okay. Even the Page of Swords is in the reverse. So that represents, the trickster, kind of having the tables turned on it, him, her, whatever the case. Right? So just for a look, right? Look, see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? Fool in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, and the Judgment card. Hope y'all see all that. Okay. All right. So this reading also very well could be about you needing to do a protection ritual. Right? You needing to investigate the means of protection. Again, the conduct, the governing line in the conduct speaks about the individual stepping on the tail of the tiger, right? Again, we're speaking about a circumstance where you might be afraid to step forward in checking somebody or checking a circumstance. And this circumstance this week could very well be the implementation of spell work, right? Someone doing something rudely behind the scenes. It is the week of the full moon, and this is when they do this stuff. They do it all the time, but they really going to do it under the full moon, okay? So it's largely about protection, right? you have to protect yourself this week. Don't be afraid to do what you got to do in order to, fight on your behalf, right? Talked about fighting on behalf of the great prince, right? Well, now it's about fighting on your behalf, and you have to be sure of yourself. You have to be sure that you will win. You do the things that you have to do to win, and you will win. Alright, so a lot of stuff here to unpack, y'all. Make sure you're doing your meditations, right, to make this council impactful, right? Alright, and I think that's about it. We're gonna say peace and love. I'm gonna do some meditation, and I might go to sleep, and then I might eat. Or I'm definitely going to eat. One of the next 2 things I'm going to do is eat. So, 3 things. One of the next 3 things I'm going to do is eat. All right. But, be peaceful this week, folks. Smile in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Smile with your eyes closed. You know what I mean? Connect with the inner peace this week. Right? Peace and love, y'all.